I remember when my son was 8 years old. My wife was the youth director for the church, and they had an activity with all the teenagers of that local congregation. They had several cars full of kids. You know how it is. We go and have some fun, and then we gather back at the church, and all the parents pick up their kids. On the way home, my wife had to drop off several of the teenagers. So they got in the car and they drove, and she was dropping people off. And all of a sudden, she got a phone call, and on the other line, my son said, "Mom, you left me." My wife had put in the car all the teenagers and drove off, and my son, who was 8 years old, was left back at the church. He's never forgotten that experience. We laugh about it now. What was the problem? She was not a bad mother. She just failed to take inventory at that moment of the people that were in the car. She assumed that he was in the car. That is a laughable occurrence that happened in our family, but it's no laughing matter at the local church. Over 60% of people who disconnected from the church said, "Nobody ever visited me. Nobody ever contacted me." So I want us to address and look at 3 questions that the chapter focuses on. Number 1 is why, number 2 is where, and number 3 is who. We have, if we are proactive and we are intentional, if we want to make sure we reconnect into that highway, as many of the cars that have driven off as possible, we have to be intentional about doing a membership audit. Now, there's 2 perspectives about membership audits. Number 1, we can look at our members just to see who's not attending so we can take them out. We use expressions like we have to clean the books, we have to get rid of dead wood. First of all, that's offensive. And second one is not biblical. We don't look to the membership list to see how many people we can get rid of. We look to the membership list to see how many people we can reclaim, we can reconnect into that gospel highway. We have to have a membership audit. The other way of looking at it, which is the most holistic and better way to look at it, is we look at our membership and see, okay, how many people are not attending? How many people we don't know where they are? How many people are in this list that have not been in church for a long time? And how can we reconnect them to the gospel highway? So let's look at those 3 questions one at a time. The chapter is very specific with a lot of different things that you can do. Let me just address some of those now. Number 1 is why. I have to ask why. Why did they disconnect? I want to first clear some misunderstandings and misconceptions. People say, yeah, the reason people leave is because they have not been indoctrinated well. They have not been, the doctrines have not been explained well. They don't know what we believe. The research proves that to be false. The primary reason why people disconnect is not that they don't understand Adventist beliefs, is that they've had issues with Adventist people. There's 2 reasons that research brings out that don't have to do with the education and the understanding of our beliefs. 1, people disconnect when they come back from college and find no suitable partners in the local church. Number 2, people disconnect when they go through a divorce and maybe the church picked sides. Maybe the church didn't understand. Maybe the church didn't minister to them at that time. They stopped coming to church. Neither of those has anything to do with the rejection of values. They even consider themselves to be Adventists. They like our beliefs, but sometimes they have issues with our people. You have to ask yourself. I list in the chapter 7 reasons why people disconnect. There are some people that disconnect because they don't believe anymore in Adventist doctrine. Those are probably the loudest on social media. But loud does not mean large. Just because somebody's very vocal does not represent a whole group of people. And we can't group everybody in the same category thinking, yeah, the reason they leave is because nobody taught them the doctrines well, is because they stopped believing in Adventist beliefs. No. There is a lot of reasons. There are 7. We have to find out why they left. Number 2, we have to find out where they are. There are some people who died. I can almost guarantee that in your church rolls, you have people in your church rolls that have died already. Sorry, they're not coming back. We love them. We appreciate them. They're not coming back. Right? So why do we have them there? And this is very easy to say, okay, these people have already, they're sleeping till Jesus comes. Probably a good idea not to put them in the church rolls. Where are they? Some people have moved away and never asked for the transfer letter. Some people are in your community. Some people gone to a different country. Some people have gotten a different job. Where are they? Are they in your community? Have they moved far away? Are they in another state? Are they in another church in your city? Where are they? You can't do that without a membership audit. I see and I sense some resistance from some people saying, well, if we look at the membership audit, we'll find out there's a lot of people not coming, and then we feel bad about ourselves. Is it about feeling bad about yourself, or is it trying to reconnect people to the gospel highway? What is it? Where are the people? Nobody is missing. Nobody is missing in today's age. When you say, well, we have missing members. Nobody's a missing member. Nobody is a missing member. You have social media. You have peoplefinder.com. You have Tom, that one member who knows everybody. Nobody's missing. Where are they? Number 3 is, who are they? Are they people who used to attend a long time ago, or did they just recently stop coming? Was there a church split? Was there a difficulty that they had with another church member? Was there a pastor they did not appreciate, who they did not like, so they stopped coming because they would see the person preach every weekend? You have to ask yourself these questions. Why they leave? Where are they? And who are they? That's the first step. Until we do that, we can't use the strategy from this book until we do this. And remember, just in conclusion, done over perfect. Something is better than nothing. Some people say, well, there's 300 people in our church that don't attend, and we don't have time to go through all of them, then might as well not do any of them. Listen, you can only get to 25 and find out why, where, and who. You're better off than you were 2 months ago. Start with 25. Start before you're ready. Start before you're perfect. All right? So I encourage you to look at the questions, to go through the chapter, and with your church, to do the necessary research so you can know why, where, and who. Happy driving.